Aquarius, welcome to my channel. My name is Aria and this is the Intuit channel, or the Intuit Cafe, where you get to pick and choose from the readings that I present which ones resonate with you the most, because after all, you are your own intuitor. And even, whether or not you're a card reader yourself, by watching other videos and then having parts of those videos that resonate with you and that you're like, yeah, that's for me, and then having other parts that you leave alone, is part of being an intuitor. So I have a combination. I'm doing a combination spread here for the 15th of December through the end of the year for you guys, so the last 2 weeks of December. But there's kind of a to me, like, this could be the energies that are being focused on right now. Some of you, these energies have already begun to, be coming into play, and what I'm showing you now will actually, kind of come to pass at this time. And for others of you, it may be something that kind of comes more in the future. It's where the direction that you're headed in. And without any further ado, let's get right into it, Aquarius. So I have here a little Lenormand spread of cards. I just love these little cards, and they're really fun. I really like to use a Lenormand to kind of set the tone for the reading and get some information about what's going on here. So let's just take a look at that. We have the star and the stork, the birds, the bear, the tower. Now the star and the stork is a really beautiful combination. It is a very it's about positive changes. The stork is about changes and even transformation. And with the stars here, it's talking about, wishes that come true, hopes that materialize, and the things that you've wanted, and your deepest desires and your goals. The changes to bring them about happen easily and are within reach. So it's really a charmed kind of scenario to be in right now for you guys. Now the center card is the focus of where all of these things, it may be even in some ways like the key, or the piece that helps bring all this together, and it's the birds. And the birds is about conversations. It's about even debate, going back and forth. It can be about text messages and communication back and forth, like little short pieces of communication. So I do feel that for a lot of you, this communication piece is going to be really key. And it could be that if you're in a situation with someone where you felt like things were moving slowly and they weren't coming along like you wanted them to, maybe there hasn't been a lot of communication. It does look like that's going to change, because we have this very positive cards. A positive change is going to be happening. So the bear and the tower is about things that really have been around a very long time and that are very set in place. It can be about authority. Because the bear has a heavy aspect of the bear is really about business and a business person. It can be, and the tower can talk about corporations. It really could be just talking about a business person. So maybe you're dealing with a business person, or you are a business person. But another kind of aspect, depending on what your situation, can be that it could be somebody who's like a mentor, or maybe you are being mentored. And so this positive change in your ability for communications can be really connected to somebody who has been mentoring you in some way, or perhaps you are mentoring someone else in a sense. So let's go ahead and take a look at, we're going to do some tarot cards here to get a deeper look into what might be going on for you guys in this second half of the month. So my Aquarius. Oh, that one wanted to come out. So Four of Swords. Interesting, because the Four of Swords is not really connecting directly to anything here. It's about inaction. It's about going within. It's about having a quiet space. So I feel like if there's change happening and then there's conversations that start taking place, this is kind of been a precursor to that. Like, you have been taking the time, and it could even have something to do maybe with the mentoring, if that was your situation here. We'll see, maybe in some cases it wasn't. Then Page of Wands, those are kind of in a sense an opposite energy. The Page of Wands is about a new direction and a passionate beginning of something. It is about communication. And then we have the Devil come up. Capricorn, that's just interesting, because this is in the time of Capricorn. And Six of Pentacles, something about giving and receiving. I like this card, the way it depicts the Six of Pentacles. It's this card in the standard Rider-Waite Tarot is not one of my favorite cards because it really depicts a kind of a man down situation. But here, it's more just saying you have the ability to give. And there's people who, you know, want to receive what you have to give. So if you are the person who has been in a mentoring role with someone, I feel like that is going to, like if some of you are looking also in business, if it's business related, you're definitely going to have some, you know, some good energies here for movement and for balance and for being able to give, receive, and, you know, having money coming in. That's always a good thing. But we do have the Seven of Swords here, so a little bit of a caution, which I wasn't really seeing in that spread, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I need to lighten this up a bit, I think, for these cards to show better. It's hard because I have a contrast between very dark cards and very bright cards to get the good look here. So I do want to see a little bit more about this Seven of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So it does feel like there is something here that does need to come into balance. It feels like the balance is coming, that has been coming in, and the potential for it is there, but it also feels like there's a potential here for that balance to like get I'm feeling like taken away or stolen, or for some reason they're saying stealing your thunder. Somebody could be in a position here where someone is going to steal their thunder, and it has caused you some mental anguish and some mental frustration here with the Nine of Swords. So but I do feel like because we have a very positive card, positive cards here, but they really are about change. So it could really be that there's a lot of you who have been in a situation for a while now where things haven't been really going that well. You've had some frustration and some mental anguish, and you've really taken the time to go within. And I think settling and centering yourself and grounding yourself is, you know, and through your, you know, your thoughts that might be kind of going haywire a little bit, because that's what's happening with the Nine of Swords. That is good time for you to be taking that time out, because in so doing, you're going to have some really positive change here. The Devil card can really also be, you know, it could be connected with this Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords too, that there's been some mental anguish. We've got someone here who may not have your best interest in mind, and I do feel like the communication will come into play with that. And when you do have the communication, when you make that happen with this other person, that you are going to have some really good results from it. You're going to get some balance. You're going to get justice, even, like, you know, things are going to turn out to be, again, that's the charmed, you know, the change, and the things are changing for the better, and justice will be had. If some of you have been in a situation where you've kind of been struggling with someone for a while. All right, let's see. Let's get some more. I would like some more information about this bear guy for some of you. I have Three of Swords, so it could be for some of you that there was heartbreak here in this situation. But I also have the Strength, which is interesting. The bear is actually, that's another one of its meanings. It is very similar to the Strength card in that way. It is about being very strong and centered in yourself and sure of yourself, and that is what this Strength card is doing. So, or is talking about, and it is talking about bringing balance. You know, when you have that balance coming in, then that strength comes. You know, you become strong. And in spite of something like a Three of Swords, I feel like the Three of Swords could definitely be connected to the Nine of Swords here, and the need to go within with the Four of Swords. There's been a lot of mental. Looks like a bit of a mental struggle has been going on for you guys here. Again, I'll just come back to this here, that the positive change is coming. So if you've had this situation that's been really, you've been struggling with, I feel like positive change is really coming. Please, if you have any further clarification that you would like about the spread, comment, write a question in the comments below, and I'll pull a card or two or three and give you a quick answer. It'll just be a fun way to interact. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing my channel with others.